Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back here to another edition of the Fishing Teacher, and really appreciate you guys checking today's video out. Got a good one for you today. Going to give you some tips and advice on fishing one of my favorite summertime crankbaits, which is this Megabass Z2 crankbait. This is it's probably been my favorite, most productive crankbait in the summertime of the year, July, August, and September over the past 2 years. So going to give you guys some tips and advice on catching some fish on that in the summertime. Real quick guys, just a weekly reminder, if you guys are struggling to catch fish on your favorite lake, please check out our Fish the Moment lake map breakdowns. We got our summer breakdowns out right now. It gives you 40 good GPS waypoints to begin your search at where you can duplicate them. And if we have a lake that you fish that's not on our website, you can book a virtual lesson with me and we can go over that. And I'll put the lake map breakdown link in the description of the video here. Much appreciated. Okay guys, if you guys have watched the other channel, my Intuitive Angling channel, you probably heard me talk about this a little bit, but this is the Megabass Z2 crankbait. It's a fairly small crankbait, it's a little over an inch long. And guys, when that water gets hot in the summertime, I've been catching a ton of fish on this. There's no doubt I've caught more bass on this crankbait here, not only bass, but drum, white bass, crappie, than any other crankbait when the water gets hot. Now, they've got a couple different lips on them. They got a Z1, a Z2, and a Z3. This is my favorite, which is the medium lip. And also, guys, I'll put the link in the description where you can get this bait at Baitworks. You can use that link to order them through if you want to. But what I'm looking for, guys, is it's all about rock. So if the lake that you're fishing has got some type of rock on it, doesn't matter if it's riprap, rocky bank, whatever, this is going to be a really good producer in the summertime of the year for those shallower fish. You want to look for a little bit off-colored water. Ideally, I like my water visibility to be about anywhere from 10 inches at the least to maybe 2 foot at the most, which a lot of the lakes across the country have visibility somewhere like that. Normally, if you go up into the upper reaches of a creek or the river arm of the lake you're fishing, or if you're fishing ponds or whatever, you can find some visibility like that. But that's where you want to fish this. And basically, it's really simple. You just get on those rocky banks, cast this thing to the bank, parallel it, trying to keep the bait hitting the bottom all the time. So say, for example, if you're 10 foot away from the bank and the bank is pretty sharp, you may have to get closer. If it's flatter, you may have to get farther away. If the bank's real steep, I'll parallel it. If it's flat bank and shallow way out, I'll cast it to 45. But the key, guys, is you want to keep knocking the bottom with this thing. And I'm usually using it on anywhere between 10 to 12 pound test Seagar and VizX line, using just some type of a medium fast retrieve with it. Now the colors there's several different ones, but my rule of thumb is if the water is dirty, like closer to 12 inches, I'm using something like this, the blueback chartreuse. And if it's a little bit cleaner, I'll go to some type of the shad pattern with it. They've got several different color options, but these two here have probably been my most productive with that. Now, one of the things that I found about this, you guys that watch the channel here, you hear me talk a lot about square bill crankbaits, and most anglers are familiar with a square bill crankbait. But if you have an area of the lake where you've been catching some fish on a square bill crankbait, you can go back through this with the Z2 crankbait and probably catch twice as many. It works in any situation where there's a square bill crankbait. Now, my favorite is rock, but you can also cast it around wood. The bill on this thing, for whatever reason, it almost comes through the water as good as a square bill. It's like you can throw it around stumps and laydowns, and it'll hit one and just deflect off and just run around it. So it's extremely weedless. So from that standpoint, you can fish it around cover too. But anyway, guys, I just wanted to pass that tip along. If you're struggling to catch fish on the lake that you fish and you have some water visibility in that range I'm talking about, just go to that link in the description, get you one or two of them, give it a try, and I'm pretty confident you guys will catch some good fish on it. So anyway, thanks for tuning in. We'll see you guys later.